Sometimes you meet really brave people when you are doing a photo shoot. And it's not bravery as you might expect it, but it's people who don't really like to be photographed. And I have seen people literally shake, their hands going like this because their photo was about to be taken. Okay? And there is one of these people you see here in the photo, which were at some point willing to just leave it. She basically said, if it was up to me, I would leave and not continue this photo session. Okay. A lot of people, they have this fear for being in front of the camera because, I mean, it's very often that you just get this, you got a sort of like a phone in your face and somebody's going to take a photo, and because you're so nervous, you don't look good, and then that photo becomes, well, that's that. And every time you see a camera, you tend to get more and more nervous because you know you're going to do whatever you do, and that's going to make you look silly or whatever. So I'm going to run down some of the things you usually do wrong if you're nervous about being photographed. Okay, you will usually try to control your smile. You want to make a smile, and you want to do it controlled. It's not possible. You can I make myself laugh there. You can do that. You can do this thing, you go, this is funny. And you might be able to do sort of like a smile, but you actually have to feel like you want to smile. Okay. But if you try this, the best smile you can produce is a very small smile. It's just one of these tiny smiles, which is almost not there, because it makes your eyes look very intense, and at the same time the smile underlines it. And it requires you being completely relaxed down here in the mouth. So that's difficult. So if you don't like being photographed, you will have a tendency to prove that you can't be photographed, that you are bad at this, and so on. It's a thing which I meet very often, and sometimes someone is really, really scared about it, but they persevere through. And sometimes they also get the idea that, okay, I'm on your side. I'm not here to photograph you in a way you don't want. I'm here to just make you relaxed and give me that smile. And I will take a lot of photographs. And at some point, most people get relaxed, but some people, they will just get really nervous. And sometimes it happens that a person sort of like gets over their fear, and this person did. Okay, but I gotta break it down a little bit further. If you're looking at this photo here, there's a little bit of the actual photo looked like this. So the boy and grandmother is basically there. I did a little fix on a tooth from the grandmother. You will see that flick on here and there. It's quite easy to do. What you do is you take, I want to show that because you basically take the tooth from the other side and you just put it there. That's fine. That's an easy thing to do. When you do that, however, you need to make this area soft, otherwise it doesn't work so well. So when you have this soft edge, it sort of blends in and it becomes very natural. When you do the heads, I usually do this thing. Let's take her. I do blending on 50%, and then I'll be able to You see, if I move it around now, we don't know where it was, but what I usually do is I can see that the lower part of the chin here needs to be the same place, because that's where we're gonna make it right. So this is nice, and then you just by the use of a mask, you sort of like paint it in. I can go here. But you basically have painted in, I mean, by this is the original this is the original face, and this is one of those smiles where it's not really the eyes are smiling, but the mouth is has strain on it, right? And that's why we went for the other picture. So we went like this, much nicer, and with the guy it's the same thing. Now, what I wanted to say is that if you have such a person in your studio, you need to get through to the other person that you're there for them. And this photo you're gonna make, if you don't like it, or you don't like the photos, then we don't have to use it. It's not going anywhere else. This is a confidential thing. You're not there as a press photographer. A press photographer is there to actually, they love when the person is not feeling very comfortable, if it is a political figure, because you can use this photo in context of making their political message an unsure thing. So pictures can be used for bad purposes, yeah? And if you are a public figure, that's one of the very big risks you face. Okay, but we got this picture here, and let's just finish it up while I'm at it. So obviously we need a little bit more light, so we go to curves. We fix it up a little bit. What I do is I look at the skin right now, and I'm just looking for, I actually don't care about the rest of the picture, because I'm gonna do something like this. Yeah, let's try that. And what we do with this is that we don't use it all over. I just moved it to the top here because it was placed on the bottom, and then I think actually it was a little bit too much, so I put a little bit down here. But you see, in general it's too much, but what I do is I put it out, and then I remove it on the mask, and then I just sort of like shine a little bit with my Photoshop flash lamp here and there, and then we have a look quite natural and not so much light. It's just basically light going on their faces, and that's fine. Now I want to continue my story. So we did a more wild photo. Let's just see if we can find it. We did here it is. We did this thing here, and actually what was there was a very nice moment with the mother. These two are siblings, and this is the girl's boy, and she really liked that, and she was the one who was not very into, she was going to have a photo taken with the boy, but she actually was not going to, but we just because she's sort of like lost her nerve. But then I approached her just very relaxed, you might say, or just like very permissive, like it's you are totally in charge whether or not this is going to be or not going to be. And what we did was then we selected out, it's the same photo you can see here on the left, and as a solo picture it turned out to be very nice. And I have this policy about if I see something I want to correct, I correct it immediately because I might forget to do it later on. So I can see that she has a little bit, there's a little bit of a skin issue down here. I'll remove it. And there's a little bit on the nose. Not much, but here we go. Anyway, she backed out and basically said and she went out. She actually went outside. She was not in the studio anymore. And then I was gonna do a portrait of the grandmother, and see there is another skin issue here, so let's just fix that while we are at it. I do this thing, I just merged all the photo because I want to have a layer where I can do these editings on. And there's a little bit, just cloning brush. You clone from a similar area of the skin, and